Hello, good evening. It's Monday, so it's monthly make time. With all the postal strikes and things like that, we have decided, I've just realised I'm just ahead, let me move that down a bit. There we go. I've got a bit of a shoulder now. So with all the postal strikes and things, I've decided we're going to do the launch of September's box on Thursday night. And it also means little lady, she starts back at school tomorrow, so it means that she can have an early night and get ready for school, but then she can come and launch her box on Thursday. So tonight we're going to be using the lovely floral bulb again from August monthly make. I'm getting all my months confused. It's confusing, isn't it? So yeah, we're going to be doing another one with our August box, and then we're going to launch our September box on Thursday at 6:30. So I hope you can join me for that, and little lady, because she wanted to really launch her box. So good evening. Let me see if computer says yes or no tonight. Good evening, Noala. Hi Denise. Hi Pauline. Hi Yossi from Israel. See, I remembered that. I was trying to remember it without looking. There you go. Good evening. All the way from Israel. So, I think I've got everybody there. I hope I didn't miss anybody. So yeah, going to work on our September box. No, August box. I will get there. Let's get crafting, shall we? Because I've got an idea in my head and I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it. So we'll just get going and take it from there, shall we, tonight? So let me see if... There we go. Yay! It's working. So, right, let's get crafting, shall we? It's been one of them days where I didn't know whether I was coming or going. Dragged out my distress inks because I saw the launch of Tim Holt's new pencil crayons, and I thought, you know what, we can do something similar. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a bit of a play tonight with that. So first up, I'm going to play with these inks because I can't find the colours I want as usual, but these ones will do. And that camera's not in the right place either. Can you tell I was in a bit of a rush? Ski. There we go. Right, so we normally do this with distress oxides, but tonight we're going for inks. That's what we're going to be doing. So, as everyone had a lovely weekend, we were in Birmingham, and it was lovely to see so many people. And we only got stuck in traffic going down, which is a novelty for us. We normally get stuck in both directions. So all I've done is I've put a little bit of tea dye down. I'm just going to pick it up. I should have made sure my desk was a little bit cleaner before I started doing this, because I could have all sorts coming up. I've got all sorts coming up on this. Got a bit of brusho on there as well. Whoops. You know what, I'm going to put that to one side and let me just wipe my desk first, and then we'll start that again. Serves me right, doesn't it? I should have checked my desk was a bit cleaner. Look, brush out everywhere. There we go, we shouldn't get any more on there now. Move my rubbish bag as well. There you go, made it. So, let's start that again, shall we? Tea dye. I'm still going to use that piece of paper because it was starting to look alright. So lots and lots of tea dye down there. There we go. See, we're not getting as many of the other colours coming up now. I can't. You know, I should always check my desk is clear. Look, see? We don't need to use that bit, do we? Well, we might do. Pickle that bit there. There you go. I'm going to blast that with my heat gun and then see where we need a few more bits and pieces. So yeah, we will be launching September's box on Thursday. Well, little lady will be. So she'll be live at 6:30 on Thursday. But I know a few of you have got your boxes already. Look at that, some lovely colour. Minus that bit. bit more. So like I say, normally we'd do this with our oxides, wouldn't we? But I decided we want to use our inks. Don't get our inks out often enough, do we? There we go. Let's just dry that off again. Oops. Everything's slipping and sliding. So it's very subtle at the moment with that tea dye. Let's clean my desk before I put my next one down. There you go. And this time I was going to use walnut stain, but I cannot for the life of me find it. So we're using a bit of gathered twigs, basically a darker brown. So again, we're just going to, ooh, it's a juicy one. And just give it a quick. So you can see, very, very juicy. I've got lots and lots of colour on there. So I'm just going to take my time and pick this up a little bit. Ooh, she says, and then I am being gentle actually for me. It's only just touching. If you notice, I'm just like finger dipping it down, yeah? I'm not plonking the whole thing in. I'm just going to add a bit more water. Yeah, that's a technical term, fingered a bit down. Just like that. I forget how much fun inks are. Of course you could do it with your oxides as well. There we go, look at that. How beautiful is that? A bit there. Right, I think that feels good. And you know what, you can hardly see that bit of brusho that went a bit, you know. Nobody'd know I had a dirty desk. And this time I do want it dry because we're going to start stamping on top of it in a minute. There we go. Can't find the button on my heat gun. No, I'll say she doesn't know why, but when she does something like this, it looks awful. But when I do it, it looks great. I just play. Literally, when I was doing it, you could see I was just putting like one or two little. I'm not going splat. Yeah, I'm just doing little finger dips. Don't get me wrong. If you wanted like big areas of colour, pressing it all down would be great. But I just do little taps, and then you could see it was starting to go a little bit too dark, which is when I added more water to it. So by adding more water to it, it knocked the colour back, yeah? So it wasn't as bright, as dark even. You know what I mean? The colour wasn't so intense. There we go. That sounded about right, didn't it? Right, so now I'm deciding. This isn't bothering me quite as much. Well, you guys can hardly see it at home, but it's... I know exactly what it is. It's Alzarian crimson and a bit of sea green. And it's looking right at me. But I'm not going to obsess on that bit. I'm not. So I'm going to start off with my tea dye again, because if I go in with my other one, my gathered twigs, I think it might be a bit dark. I'm going to go in with my tea dye. and I'm not even worrying about this being inked up properly. Because we're going to spritz it very gently. Yep, so can you see I've just got a very, very, like almost like a mist on there. Yep. I'm going to turn it around because it's easier to stamp. And then we're just going to start splatting it down. Oops. Oh, very pale. But that's okay, we can work with that. It's better to be pale. Start with it pale and then work darker. You can hardly see it, can you? But it is there. If you look, just in the background. Yeah. See, that was it. If I started to play with that Noala, I would start to make that look worse. So I'm just going to let it be, because we've got a few little colours in there. It'll be fine. And to be fair, if I hadn't pointed it out to everybody, who's going to have noticed? I'm just going to dry my stamp off. It did go very pale, that a little bit paler than I was hoping for. To be fair, I've got brush on my stamp as well, so I didn't have any chance keeping it off my card, to be fair. Now you're probably thinking I am heating this up a lot, and I am, because every time we put another layer down with the colour, and because it's wet, it's going to change, isn't it? So that didn't really look much, that layer, but now, there you go, if I pop it that way you can see it. Yep, so we're going to build our next layer on. So we might do quite a lot of drying, but it's the best way to check how your colours are looking. Right. So I've inked him up. I'm not going to spritz it this time, because I want more of a colour, more colour showing this time. So I'm going to go up here where we didn't have it before. And it is quite an old ink pad, this one. Oh, there you go, hardly any colour again. Be drying up this one. This is why I don't get rid of any of my ink pads, because I think it does, you know, add to all the layers of texture. See, very, very pale again. Okay. Yeah, I was expecting that a little bit darker, you can tell, can't you? Kind of didn't work that. So I'm going to go over to me. I've got gathered twigs, but I know this is juicy, don't I? So I am going to knock this back with a bit of water. There we go. And again, we're just going to come on. Oops. Put my finger in it then, I didn't mean to. I'll apologise as well. One of our neighbours is having some work done. And the workmen basically turned up when I was on the school run earlier. And they're still working now. There we go. No. See, I was tempted to come and stamp it in here, but I'm not. Well, you know what? I might just put a little bit of that word in. Just like that. Can we get a bit of that bit in as well? There. Okay. That'll do. Give that a quick dry. Good evening, Mrs. Thomas. How are you? There we go. I'm sure whatever anybody makes looks good. The thing is to keep going, and I know I say that all the time, but if you hit a little, I wanted to say roadblock, but it's not a roadblock, is it? It's not a roadblock. If you hit a little stumbling block when you're crafting, you should just keep going, because at the moment, can you really see my little boo-boo? Yeah, can you really see my little boo-boo of a dirty desk? Now, in the grand scheme of things, it's plonked itself way back there in our layers. Now, I am actually starting to quite like this. It did have one of the moments that I thought, nope, not going to like this tonight. We'll get in there. So, but so far all we've used is 2 distress inks and a bit of water. Oh, and obviously a stamp, but you know. Right. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I think everybody's exhausted tonight, Mrs. Thomas. Well, no, it's our second day back actually, because we had to go in on Friday. And little lady doesn't start till tomorrow. She's had an extra day off. Though she did decide at, I think it was like 2 o'clock this afternoon, that even though I'd asked her, does she need any new stationery? No. She didn't in fact have a pencil in her pencil case. So that was a last minute run out to get her some pencils to go in a pencil case. In her defence, I said, have you got enough pens? You know, I went through most of her stationery, what she would need, but I didn't say the word pencil at any point in time. You know, it was good though, because we walked into quite a few of her friends also getting their last minute stationery that they'd forgotten to. So, you know, she wasn't alone. Right, I'm just taking my time inking this up. Oh, that was my phone making a very funny noise. Made me jump actually. Right, lots and lots of inking. Then we want to pop this down. I'm going to plonk it right in the middle. I couldn't decide what I was doing with it, but there we go. There we go. It's gone. Right, there's no change in my mind now. This is where it's going. It's a bit late now. There we go. Oops. Got to admit, we were because we were at the show on Saturday. Actually, quite a lot of stamping for me. So my fingers are a little bit tired. Or Mrs. Thomas is going to put the kids to bed. Well, you know, there's always a bear that needs putting to bed, because I can guarantee you won't be asleep yet. Or you fancy a challenge. He has just been to feed the ducks, because he thought the ducks might be lonely because everyone was back at school, so we went to see them. Like you do. Right. Yeah, getting there, isn't it now? Just all that, making sure you dry it off between every single layer. And pop that there so it stops buzzing. Maybe not. Pop it up there so it stops buzzing. Right, and then I'm going to use my pencil crayons, because that is what inspired me. The Tim Holt's new release Saturday. One of the days over the weekend. So I thought, you know what, we'll have a bit of a play. we can achieve something similar. Right, got a bit of sellotape that keeps getting stuck on my desk. I'm going to start off with my yellow bulb. I know I don't normally. I'm not worrying too much at the moment because we'll be going back in a minute. Now remember, we are working on top of distress inks, so they are going to reactivate. So this bulb looks very bright at the moment. It won't when we finish with it because that lovely brown is going to reactivate when we hit it with a little bit of water in a moment or two. There's a bit for that one. Let's have a bit of orange. Oh, can you see I haven't actually dried my ink very well at all, and it's just starting to run a little bit. There we go. So we've got a bit of bulb action going on. Let's have a bit of foliage, because there's a lot on this stamp, isn't there? Oops. It's ages since I've done a really grungy background using the lovely brown. Just adding more. Deeper green. Oh, that's no good, is it? Look at the state of that. It's not going to do anything. If it'll sharpen. Nope, it won't, because it's my rubbish pencil sharpener. Oh, maybe we might have a little bit of action there. There we go. Just a teeny tiny bit. A little bit of our green down here, a darker green I should say. I can tell I'm colouring because I'm not chatting, am I? And oh. There we go. Right, what colour flowers should we have tonight? I don't know. Gimme. Pauline's asking, have we ever thought of doing a musical theme? Not yet. Not yet. Good idea though. Especially with the festive season round corner. I should really think about a music one, shouldn't I, like as a little lady would be. Be useful for little lady's birthday. I've got to admit today she has spent most of the day practicing the guitar. But she can't wait to come and share her monthly make with us. She was very torn whether to come and do it tonight, and it's like, well, you have got school in the morning. I don't want you to, not to have packed something, because then I would get shouted at, wouldn't I? we say we'll do it on Thursday. So do come back and join us on Thursday, because she will be launching her box on Thursday. And she has been reading some of your lovely comments. I know a few of you have emailed in and sent messages about her box, so thank you. She doesn't do compliments very well, so it's been lovely to see her kind of go, ooh. Gets all shy. Right. Didn't think how. Oh yes, I have done that. There we go, it's not looking too bad. Come on then, what colour should we do this lovely little flower in? Needs a yellow centre, doesn't he? Or she? It. That's the one. Should have left my blob of water there. Though, I don't know about you, if I leave a blob of water on my desk, I can guarantee my hand or the card goes in it. That's one of the two, isn't it? Right. None of you are shouting out a colour to me. So, I'm looking at pink. Yep. Because I've got pink looking right at me. That's been the nice thing about this stamp set. I've started to embrace the pinks and the reds. I actually painted red the other day, didn't I? So it has made me push my colour boundaries a little bit, this one. I don't have to worry too much about next month's colouring. It's a little bit easier on the old colouring next month. There we go. That'll do. And then I did leave a blob of water on my desk. Just like that. I'm not doing my best this colouring in ever, but I can't believe it's September already. Feels like it should still be the beginning of the summer. There we go. Right. It's starting to look okay, isn't it? What I think I might do is just try and lift. You know me, I obsess about my bubbles, don't I? Let's just lift a little bit of that colour out there. See? Even though we've heat set it, it still comes off when you re-wet it. So we're not setting it with drying it, I think is the word I'm looking for, isn't it? Just keep going back in with your water. If you're doing really small spaces, you know those little cotton buds, they're really good for that. And a clean bit of tissue works even better. Oh, I've lost my water blob, there it is. was there or thereabouts. There we go. I'm just going to pick that back up. You can see we're definitely lifting it, aren't we? Let's get in there. I think it makes a whole load of difference, doesn't it, doing it like that? Right, and I've just realised we've not done our chain. I'm just going to come back round. Just like that. There we go. Right, let's get rid of that blob of water. Because something was going to end up in it. Oof. I keep going to put stuff in my rubbish bag and I completely forgot it's not there. Decide. Just a little bit. Ooh, my paper's quite hot. And that was one of them silly things to say, but it felt a lot hotter than. Very hot. Adding a little bit in here. Just like that. Not too much, I'm not going to spend ages. Can't decide what to do with our little bubbles. Right. Oh, I'm thinking, you can tell. Just look. I'm thinking. Find a pale blue. No, but I've got a bit of a blue there. That'll do. Oops. Pop a little bit of blue on these. There we go. I know I'm going to be adding water back to it. I tend to play quite a lot, don't I? Just change my mind as I go. There we go. There we go, that kind of worked, didn't it? Clean my brush again. Get rid of my little puddle. Get it dried. I know, I thought I was nearly done, and then no, them bubbles needed something, didn't they? There we go, right. Right, they're dry. So, say that should be about the right size to put on there, and it is. However, I'm not liking the straight edges at all. Feels like it needs a bit of tearing, doesn't it? Or does it? I should. No. Do a bit of distressing around edge and see how that looks first. Because it's either going to go one or two ways when I start tearing it. Either I'm going to take like half the page with me. This one is really dry, you can see. I was chatting to someone actually on Saturday about that, and I know some of my original distress inks are from 2015, so they are really 7 years old, aren't they? How many products can you say have lasted you 7 years? Though my little guillotine must be nearly there as well. I just have this thing, I just don't want to get rid of that one at all. And I know it doesn't cut very straight these days, but you know, it's been with me a while. Just going to turn my tissue. Bit of gathered twigs around there. Now this was really juicy, wasn't it? So I'm going to start it on my desk, and then just so it doesn't come on as. There we go. There you go, that's starting to build up quite nicely, isn't it? It's eating my tissue up there. Now I'm going to town with it, aren't I? Couldn't decide how much I wanted to put on, but actually more is looking better. I'm not doing less is more is more now. Decorating my desk as well. Right. I think it still needs something in the corners, doesn't it? So I'm thinking one of the you know, the corners from either the industrial one or the very first corner we did with a flower. I can't remember what it's called. But you know, the one that's got the big flower in it is like just a plain corner that looked quite nice. So instead, I'm just going to do a bit of a scratchy. I'm not gentle enough today to do. Anything. There we go. See just that little scratchy line around the edge? It's really starting to finish it off, is that? Yeah. I know what I mean. There we go. I know I've not put a sentiment on it, but I don't think it needs it, does it? I'm just going to do a bit of a squiggly wiggle, because we like squiggly wiggles, well I do anyway. Bit of a squiggly wiggle on that one too. And I think I'm quite... See, I'm itching to pick up my white pen. Yeah, I am really itching, and I am, sorry. I found it now, so... Just these little dotty bits down here. I just realised I put my hand right in that black pen I've just been working in. Oh no, we're alright. There you go. Don't actually need much, does it? I think I'm just faffing. It feels like it should need more, and it's not needing more. There we go. Yeah, I don't think it does need any. Whoops. That was an ink pad on the floor. There we go. Oh, thank you, Yoshi. There we go. Really simple one. But we have dug out some of our distress inks. So I used tea dye and gathered twigs. So that tea dye isn't a very juicy one. Evening, Rachel. We've nearly finished. Oh, we have finished. We've been playing. We were doing similar to what we did on Saturday, but with distress inks to create that lovely, very grungy background. But I do think it works. I think it works quite well, doesn't it? I do like that one. Thank you, Noala. I'm quite pleased with that. Like I say though, my tea dye, I think it's going to have to go upside down for a bit because it is looking, well, it is rather dry. So I'm going to pop that upside down to see if I can revive it a little bit. There you go. It's upside down now. It'll stay like that. So there we go. We did a background, so we did the pickup using our distress inks, not oxides. Yep. We did a bit of stamping with our inks. Now if you do look in the background, you can see where we did our first set of stamping with that dryish ink pad. So it is still there. You've still got that lovely texture from it. Especially down here. But it's just not in your face. Whereas the next one, when we spritzed the gathered twigs, it really jumps off, doesn't it? It does, doesn't it? There we go. Anyway, that was rather quick, wasn't it? I thought it was going to take forever. But it hasn't. Ooh, I've just pressed the wrong button. Eek. There we go. Anyway, that is it from me tonight. So, do come back on Thursday, 6:30. Little lady will be, well, she's not so little anymore. I can't call her that because she's about the same height. Yeah. So I can't call her little lady. She's you know, if anything, she's a little bit taller than me. Yeah. Talia's put in a request for a French horn a string section, French horn, guitar, percussion, oboe, recorder, bagpipes would be great. That's a big ask. It depends what I'm able to draw. Because as I was having a discussion on Saturday, my unicorn's not looking like a unicorn at the moment. It does take me a while. So, and also October's is actually pretty much finished, because of course October is our monthly make birthday. I've got things planned for that, but I'm not saying anything until we've launched September's box. I'm going to leave that there. So September violin, there you go, there's another one. It's name an instrument. And a guitar, you've got to have an acoustic and an electric one, because I am learning there is big differences between the two. And you can have 6 strings and 4 string. Yeah. You won't guess who got an electric guitar for a birthday. Anyway, we will be back. She'll be back. She'll be here on Thursday at 6:30 to launch our September monthly make box, because she designed it, so she deserves to launch it. And I'm pretty proud of her as well for her designs and all the hard work she's put into this month's make. So I hope you can join me then. 6:30 Thursday. Yeah, Pauline, I've started something now. You have indeed, me dear. Yeah, next year we want a Crafty Remake It weekend. Whew. I'll have to see about that one. Felt like that. Could you imagine a whole weekend of Crafty Ruisms? We'd all be talking gibberish by the end of it. Anyway. Oh, thank you, Noella. Yeah, she'll be here on Thursday to launch her box. So I'll see you then. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you on Thursday at 6:30. Bye for when. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.